I haven't thought about this in years, but when I first started working at Spark, um, my dad is like one of my biggest mentors. If you listen to his podcast, you hear about him all the time. But he walked in right after I started at Spark. He walked in my office with an article, and it was about these three teenage boys who had just gone on had a police chase, and they ended up um, driving their car into a lake, and I'm pretty sure all of them passed away, but if not, like at least two of them did. And my dad being, like what are we gonna do about this? How do you help this? Like, how do you help this from not happening? And when I read the article, what I saw was so like stuck out to me was like, oh, these kids had been in trouble for a while, right? Like they had just continued to get in trouble and they were so young. But the whole article was about how they didn't have hope, right? Like they were stuck in their own circumstances and they didn't have hope. And I remember, I see it so much clearer now, but I remember looking at my dad and I just said, you gotta give kids, no matter how they're growing up or what their circumstances are, they gotta find hope in that. Like there has to be a way out. And to me, it wasn't like, oh, these kids did this terrible thing. It was like, oh, these kids didn't have an opportunity because they didn't think there was hope. And that's like, that just changes everything. And that's what this conference is going to be really pointing to, is not only is there hope in your circumstances, whatever they may be, but there is hope in whoever you're working with circumstances. And how do you uncover that? How do you point them to that?